What's up, y'all? So we are finally home, and guess what? We are gonna answer all of you guys' questions that you have about our Europe trip. Now, if you follow us on Instagram, we posted on our story asking you guys what were some questions that you had about our Europe trip. If you're new to this channel, Slim and I took a couple of months to just go to Europe and we explored. We did a whole bunch of adventures, we tried new things from food to excursions. Y'all, we just had a really great time. So we're gonna bring you guys along with us throughout our entire day today, and we're just gonna answer all of y'all's questions, especially the main one that y'all have. How much did we spend for this Europe trip? We have our bank statements, we calculated all the hotels, our excursions, the flights, everything, and we're gonna tell you that exact number. We're gonna break everything down. Let's get started. So, for the people who just clicked on this video for the title and thumbnail, let's just cut out the fluff. I'm gonna give you that answer right now, so you don't have to skip through the video or anything. The total we spent on this entire Europe trip was $23,294.12. Now, stay tuned for the rest of the video because we are gonna break everything down. How much we spent on flights, hotels, excursions, and we're gonna break down all of your questions that you had. So make sure you stay tuned, hit that like button, subscribe. Now let's get started.
So now that my wife done told you all of that, I wanna give you some fun little facts before we actually get into the questions. Fun fact number one is, we drove everywhere, all throughout Europe. Fun fact number two is, we drove 5,071 miles in total. It was 83 hours total in the car. And fun fact number four is that we went to 12 different countries, 15 different cities.
What was your favorite city in Europe?
So it's a tie between Barcelona and Madrid. Barcelona, the food was amazing, but Madrid was a full vibe. Like, from the going through the parks, the wine, like Madrid was a vibe. So it's a tie between Barcelona and Madrid.
Jazz scared recording in front of people.
Let's go, I'm done.
Gibraltar, that's easy. I like the monkeys, the environment, the island, the history. They got everything there.
Which country had the best food?
Italy was good, but I gotta give it to Spain. Spain, Barcelona, and Madrid. Best food by far of all, and we ate a lot of good food. There's no knock to any other countries, but Spain, out of all of them, yeah.
Prague.
Damn.
Prague had the best duck I have ever had in my life. Prague's food, their duck.
Just their food in general.
Fire. But Pisa's pasta, that was in their cheesecake.
Fire.
Fire, y'all.
Where's your fire? Fire.
Fire. We ate so good over there.
Yes,
like,
we did. That's where we put on most of our weight in Prague.
You see why we in the gym, because you know, we was eating good over there. So I'll have to say Prague.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a good one, baby. I gotta give it to Prague too. Prague definitely. Spain is so good though. Italy was so. That's what I'm saying. Y'all bogus for these questions, because all of them were good. But Prague, if I had to choose between Prague and Spain, Prague was so memorable. Damn, baby, that was a good one. Prague, definitely.
Which country had the least favorite food?
Geneva. Geneva had the worst food. I feel so bad for saying that, but we went to this spot that was really popular out there that everybody recommended, and it wasn't busting. It wasn't fire. So it's definitely Geneva for me.
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta agree. I gotta concur with my wife. I gotta give it to Geneva. Though Geneva did have some great fondue. I never had fondue that good other than in Geneva. I had that one rice pie, which was pretty good, but they were saying that was hands down the best in Geneva, and it was edible. It was good, and I was starving, but it wasn't busting even though I was starving. And then everything else there is just so expensive. It's hard to even enjoy the meal when it's that expensive. For a McDonald's Grubhub, it's $30, $40 for a Happy Meal. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's hard to kind of enjoy that when you know you kind of paying them steep prices. So I agree.
Did you use a travel planner or did you plan everything yourself?
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta take over on this one. I gotta give myself big kudos. I'm the researcher, I'm the planner. I find all the festivities and all the things to do. I structure it, I plan it, and we go do it.
Listen, he does everything from dinner reservations to what we're doing throughout the entire day. He does it all. He plans everything. But we don't use a travel planner. He is the travel planner. He will be on YouTube and Google all day and figure out what each country or city has to offer. and he'll do everything.
Yeah,
So,
I literally spend all night and day doing it, and then we just go do it.
Yeah.
It's like we about to do this swimming.
Which city was the most expensive?
That's easy. Geneva.
Do you recommend us take a trip to Europe like you both did?
I definitely personally recommend it. I think it's good for your experiences. I think it's good for the wisdom. I think it's good for the memory bank. I think it's good for your growth, your evolution. Must I keep going? It's just good. Do it.
Did you deal with racism while in Europe?
Yes, we did.
Prague, Czech Republic.
Yeah, we definitely got looked at all of the time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times we didn't have our big camera out and people were still looking at us like, what are they doing here?
Quick disclaimer, for that one person that we ran across in Prague like that, we ran around 10, 20, 30 other people with way better customer service that didn't treat us like that when it was all love. So there's dickheads in every country and every city. It doesn't matter where you go in the world. You can always depend on one of them kind of people being somewhere trying to deliver their narrative on people. So it's stereotypical stuff. So, but that's all around the world. So, you know, that shouldn't stop you from getting out there and exploring and being adventurous and taking in new adventures and new memories and new experiences. That's ultimately going to evolve you as a person.
How many tickets did Slim get?
I know it totaled about what, $700?
$700.
Damn.
So because that car was in EK's name, all of the tickets went to EK. So we had to send him $700 because that was the total of all of the tickets. By the way, there's no police officers that pull you over. It's like these things in the road that track how fast you're going and they send you a ticket in the mail.
It's all camera monitored.
Yeah.
So it's all like, imagine a cop with a radar gun, but instead of a cop with a radar gun, it's just a camera that you can't avoid and can't beat. And you going 5'10" over, it's gonna get you.
And we found that out literally towards the end of our trip.
Towards the end, when we were going to Geneva.
Yeah.
So we went through already about like 8 countries before we figured that out.
So $700 in tickets.
Oofda.
What inspired your trip to Europe?
2 things. One, my dog Ike Udanu plays basketball professionally overseas. Links into the description below to his YouTube and his Instagram. And then the other part is because we wanted to go to parts of Europe that me and my wife had never been to before, and we got to see the whole world, travel all around Europe, and at the same time get to hang out with family and friends.
What's something you didn't show on camera that was fun?
I would say when we were in Gibraltar, we went out. First of all, there's a lot of stuff that we didn't record because we like stuff to be to ourselves.
For sure. Exclusivity.
Exactly. We can't show y'all everything.
Right.
But
There's somebody right there, that's why. Let's go to Jigga's off.
anyway, I'm a little shy. But what is something that we didn't show on camera that was really fun? I would say when we were in Gibraltar, we had a blast the point where it was just crazy. Yeah, but we didn't film that. Well, like I said, there was a lot of stuff we did not film, but
I say for me, the moment was when we got lost and almost ran out of gas.
Completely.
We was in the middle of France, somewhere in between Dijon and some other part of France that we had no idea about.
Yeah,
and
that's
we were
true.
about to run out of gas and no gas station
Yeah.
except in any of the cars. There were so many times and so many blood pumping, blood pressure moments in that time that we did not film because we was really legit scared for our life. Yeah, we was about to run out of gas, and then it was like so small town, like little villages that we had no idea if we couldn't in the big cities get them to understand us and we couldn't understand them, how would it be in this small little itty bitty town? So
yeah,
that was my moment. But it was fun once we made it past it, but it wasn't fun during.
Sure wasn't. It was scary.
Which city had the most black people?
Geneva, Switzerland, easy.
Yeah, it was a surprise for me. Switzerland had a lot of black people.
But all over Europe was a lot of black people. Honestly, like Brussels, Belgium had a lot of black people. Berlin, Netherlands, Amsterdam. There was a lot of black people in Europe.
How did this trip affect your bond together as a married couple?
Man, it was everything for us. Like, we got to be in a small confined space. We're around each other all day, every day. But being in a small confined space where you don't get to move how you want to move or on the road for 13 hours straight, we got a lot of talking, a lot of shared moments, a lot of scary moments, a lot of blood pumping moments. But it was fun, it was adventurous, impulsive. So you're on the move, you're on the road, so you got to figure out things on the whim. And that can be stressful sometimes. So it's like to be around each other 24/7 already is a blessing in that we love each other that much. But to do it in a car when things are on the wing and it's impulsive and you don't know your next step in front of you and you think you got it mapped out, but then something pops up, road hurdles, obstacles, speed bumps, and then you figure it out together. I would say we already trust each other, we already love one another, but that definitely increased it 2.0.
So I agree with his answer. His answer was great. When you're in a car, we were in a car 83 hours total on this entire trip. I mean, like I said, we already trust each other. We already love each other. But when you're experiencing new things that you've never experienced with anybody else, it does. It makes your bond closer. You trust that person even more. You love that person even more. And we definitely did a lot of firsts, a lot of new things that we had never experienced, and yeah, it definitely made our bond and marriage even better. 2.0.
Damn right, baby. There you go. Copyright infringement. Somebody flag her.
Whatever. Did you get food poisoning?
I did not get food poisoning. I did throw up, but it wasn't from food poisoning. It was because we drank too much one night.
How good did Slim feel knowing his background and where he came from to be able to experience this trip with his wife, Jazz?
I would say it feels pretty surreal, for sure. It's definitely a dream come true. And I can't even say dream come true, it's past that because God far exceeded my dreams with my life. So definitely amazing and surreal to say the least.
Jazz, how did you keep your hair looking so good while in Europe?
First of all, thank you. So you didn't really do anything. I just tied it up at night and thank God it lasted as long as it did. I only got in water that one time in Geneva when I jumped into the
polar plunge,
freezing cold water. That was the only time my hair got wet other than when I would wash it. But for the most part, it wasn't hard. I just covered it at night, and during the day, I usually either had it up or down. And
shout out to that bonnet.
Shout out to that bonnet. Shout out to the hairdresser. She did really good.
Thanks.
Yeah, so it wasn't that bad.
All right, so it's later on in the evening, and I'm going to break down everything for you now. The hotels, the airline prices, miscellaneous. We're going to do that right now. But before I get into that, I'm going to answer one last question. Would I do this experience all over again? Absolutely. Slim is brushing his teeth, and I'm pretty sure he would say the same thing right now. But absolutely, we would do it all over again. But for hotels, we have our hotel prices right now. We calculated all of our receipts. We use hotels.com. That's just the app that we use. And the total we spent in hotels is $3,778.98. Not too bad considering we were there for over 2 months. Not too bad. Airline tickets, we spent $2,221.15 in airline tickets. That's actually also really good because we went during the off season, and I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot more now because it's becoming summertime. And our miscellaneous amount that we spent was $17,293.99. Now that includes food, gas, excursions. We did absolutely everything. Not one stone unturned out there in Europe. If there was an excursion, we were doing it. We did private tours. We did Glacier 3000. We did just everything. And you got to think, food out there for several months, that adds up to a lot too, because we were trying everything.
Legitimately.
We tried every food, everything. And gas is super expensive out there. And you got to think, we drove over 5,000 miles. That's a lot of gas. So yeah, man, that is our total. And yeah, that was a great experience. Would you do it again?
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. You're blurry, but absolutely. But yeah, guys, that is it. That is all. If you have any questions, drop them down below. But make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. If you haven't watched all the Europe videos, make sure you go back to the traveling playlist on our channel and you can watch traveling playlist. Make sure you watch all the traveling Europe playlists on our channel.
Yeah, because we did that.
Gosh. So make sure you guys like this video, subscribe, and
we did that. We did that in the comments, y'all. Drop that. We did that.
We did that. We did.
For sure.
We did that, baby. Give me some.
Yeah.
We did that. But although we're back at home, we still will be posting content for you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned for next week's video. And we're going to catch you guys in the next video.
You did.
Peace.